and then I send it to, upload it to YouTube. It's probably going to be so noisy, but it's okay. So this is the JP225 that we're looking at, and this is what I'm looking at. First of all, I have to look at the general market direction. We had a reversal from this weekly level, and then market was trying to push up to this one. Why did market reject from up there? Why did market reject from up there? It already broke the 71.8. So try to move. Move. Let it stay inside it. It's a lot of noise. So we're trying to look through this thing, and we're like, now, where are we going to take our entries from? What sentiment do you have? My sentiment right now on the JPYs, I'm trying to look at price trade within this range. This is a range. It's either going to tap this zone, go back up, touch up there, come down, or break below, or even break up. To me, I think price is not really going to be pushing higher so much. The fact that we've rejected this zone for so many weeks now, like 2 weeks, I'm going to be looking for entries on either way, since we're into this range. But if I want to buy this pair, I'm going to be looking at price coming down to this level, and then I see the price action there before I can take the buy. That is if my sell sentiment is broken. Remember, my sentiment on this pair is to sell. I'm looking at sales on the JPYs, but I know that we are actually reacting on a very strong weekly support. This support zone, it's really very strong, and I need a clear break. If I don't get a clear reason or a clear fundamental to break through this level next week, then we might actually still fail to break it. Remember, I told you guys that the market needs, there's some pricings, there's some price levels in the market that need clear reasons to be broken. Okay? They need very clear reasons to be broken. Because when this is broken, if price decides to break this level, just know that the movement is going to be so high. It's going to move like almost from here to this one. The same way you can see that this has moved in the last, in 4 weeks. So if there is no clear fundamental reason, you're not going to have it so easy to break these levels. So if we fail to break this level, then I will still say, okay, maybe the market is going to range. So what am I looking at? What are the kill shot levels I'm looking at? The kill shot is 22,000. How is 22,000 going to be reacting? That is one. The next thing I'm going to be looking at, which JPY pair am I going to be trading? Now, looking at the JPY pairs and the ones that you're going to be trading, you really have to understand that the JPY pair that is going to look so much similar to this JP225 is the one that is going to give you the most perfect setup. If Euro JPY is looking exactly like, JP225, or maybe looking similar, then you basically know that I'm going to be taking Euro JPY instead. If GBP JPY is actually the one looking better, then you're also going to say GBP JPY will be my trade. But now for GBP JPY, you even seen an inside bar, the third touch on the trend line. So basically, GBP JPY is giving you confidence that it's a good setup. It's a good setup. Now, what you really have to do is you only need to do the kill shot and look at these weekly levels and see price action within those levels before you can take your shots. What do I mean? I'm bearish. I'm still bearish for the JPYs. I'm expecting very serious sells. But you don't just open your charts and then you come and start selling. It's going to take time. Wait for the market to go up to a specific level before you can actually think of selling. Wait for the market to go to a specific level before you think of selling. So where would I sell here? I would sell if this market came and touched this. I'll be looking for price action for a sell at 135. Okay, that was nice. So for GBP JPY, you probably will be doing that same kill shot. You're looking at the last 2 weeks, you're looking at this week. So anywhere, even here, like boom. That's where you can take your entry. From that week to that weekly level, that is a short zone. If price goes back there, you take your sell. You take your sell. Your target is basically here is your first target and your next target is here. That is how I expect the JPYs to be going. Now, sometimes you don't really have to keep your eyes so stuck on these weekly levels. Look at them on the H4. Try to look at the market structure. What are you seeing on H4? What do you guys see on H4? Do you see any price action? Me, I see an evening star already here. This is a reversal candlestick pattern. That's an evening star. So I basically know if price comes back and touches this one, I'm going to sell. And I'm looking at something like a head and shoulder, possible. So, boom. Those are some of the things you just add down onto the kill shot, onto your analysis. But you're coming from far. It doesn't matter whether someone is looking at this thing because of YouTube, maybe with regards to patterns, or maybe kill or demand and supply, support and resistance. For us, we are coming from far. Now, what am I going to do here if I wish to get an entry? Now that I'm looking at a head and shoulder, because someone probably could be looking at this, you know? So how will I get an entry? If the head and shoulder is going to be perfect, then I'm going to drop my fib from this high to this low so that I can see where the retracement will be. Boom. Remember, now if it's a head and shoulder, this price should not come and overtake this. So you know that anywhere within this level, you can sell. So this one is going to be like, boom. Between 61.8 and 78.4, that is a sell. 78.6, that is a sell zone. That is your sell shorting zone. So you can remove this, boom. Now, this is the first attempt for you to sell this market, right here. That is the first attempt. If the market breaks above, remember, I always tell you guys, every trade setup will always fail at least twice. If you take a short trade from here and it hits your stop loss, take another one from this weekly level. If it hits a stop loss and this level is broken, relax and start looking for a different setup, or maybe change your analysis. I mean, your anticipation. If your structure for the sales has been broken, admit. Start looking for the buy side setups that are appearing, and then make use of it. Some people say like, you really take trades with kill short. How do you get them? I don't sit in front of the market taking trades. I put sell limits and buy limits. Those are the only orders I use. So which means if the market opens, I'm going to put a sell limit here with a stop loss somewhere up, and then I'm going to put another sell limit here with a stop loss up. If this is hit, then it's going to come and hit. If all these ones hit my stop loss, I hit a stop loss of 80 pips. That is okay. Now, that is okay with me because that is going to be like me losing $8,000 according to the lot sizes I use. So every week, I come to the market knowing that I'm willing to risk $10,000 regardless of what I'm going to do. So if I've lost $8,000, that is when I'm going to say I'm going to settle and then look at how I can fix stuff with another setup. And of course, if I'm risking $10,000 for the week, I don't risk it all on 2 different trades. I only take 2 or 3 swing trades for the week. I don't really have to be so jumpy. If I decide that I'm going to have 3 setups for the week, if I say I want to buy GBP USD for this week, I'm going to buy GBP USD and I try to hold it for like at least 3 days. My weekly target is professionally having 500 pips. 500 pips, that is $50,000 and you're done. You're done. You don't really have to take every setup. That's why you see I think I have only 9. I only have a few pairs that I trade. It's not a matter of you sitting in front of the charts, babysitting the MetaTrader, looking at your trades. Use pending orders. If you're going to use kill short and you want to be successful, use pending orders. The only thing I'm left with now is to look at this market, put it onto my notebook that Euro USD, I expect a sell limit here, a sell limit here, a stop loss here. GBP JPY, I expect to put a sell limit here, stop loss here, something like that. As simple as that. If I get 3 trades triggered, the first 3 trades which shall trigger, I delete the rest of my pending orders because I only want to take 3 trades a week. If I want many trades, then I'm definitely going to customize my lot size. I'm not going to use 10. If I'm going to use 10, then now I'm going to be using 5. If I use a lot size of 5, it means it gives me space to take 6 pending orders. If I have very many pending orders, then I can reduce my lot size to maybe 2.5 so that I can have 12 pending orders for the week. As simple as that. You don't really have to complicate this whole thing. What I want you to know is you really have to have a setup that you will always want to capitalize on. Try to have a pair that you love. For instance, me, I never lose any trades on Euro USD. Euro USD and GBP USD, those pairs, I rarely lose trades on. Because it's just a matter of me coming and analyzing the DXY, and then I know that the exact opposite of the DXY will appear to me on GBP USD. Now, as simple as that. So now I know I'm going to have a sell limit here, stop loss up there, and that is it. That's how it's supposed to be. So I'm taking your questions. JPY, I'm bearish. Now I'm going to look at a JPY pair in this case, and then we try to look through. So do you see this? This is CAD JPY. If I'm bearish for CAD JPY, I know that market has reacted here, and it's probably still coming. So now what I have to put in mind here is that this is going to be an entire zone to me. Here. This is going to be an entire zone. Between here and this level, it's going to be a zone. And I'm very much convinced that this sell that we had, this is a correction. I'm very much convinced that when I drop a Fibonacci from here to here, you're going to find that this level is a Fibonacci zone, or it's a Fib level, and price should correct to that level, and then it can maybe continue falling. So you guys can see that it's actually the 5th Fib level. and price has been rejected. So if price comes back inside here, I sell, or I can have my sell limit anywhere within this box. Sell limit anywhere within this box with a stop loss above the next Fibonacci level, 61.8. So I'm expecting price to maybe touch here, then come. This will be my first target. Then once it's broken and retested, I'll add more shots from here as I continue down. So that's the JPYs I'm looking at. I'm taking your questions. If you guys have any questions, you can type it, and then I can look through them. We don't really have much time. We don't have a lot of time. GBP AUD, it's going to help you analyze gold. GBP AUD is going to help you analyze gold. So it still looks like a sell. Still looks like it's continuing to sell. I once told someone that GBP USD must come up to GA must sell up to 1.76. Now, as it's selling to 1.76, it's also me expecting gold to buy up to 18,000. I think I analyzed gold last week and I told guys gold might touch this level, 1800.
Yeah.
Whoever is talking, I can't hear you. You just type your question and then I can help you. 10 minutes, and after this 10 minutes, I'm done. Type your questions, what pairs you want me to look at, and all that stuff. This person who is unmuting himself, if I find you.
Patrick, does that mean that GBP AUD
Type your question. Type your question. Don't unmute yourself. Type your question. I'm in a lot of noise here. I cannot, I cannot hear you. Even if you're talking to me, I'm not listening. So if you can just type, I would really appreciate. Sorry, man. You are late. Sorry. So you guys see how gold is firing up from 1750. So it has to come to 18 or even 1850. So as it goes to 1850, GBP USD will also be dropping. GBP AUD will also be dropping to 1.76. This one will also be dropping to 1.76 down here. When you look at this, it's a very strong support zone. So price is just coming to touch it. It was here in July last year, August. So it's coming to touch a very strong monthly or maybe weekly support. So I expect price to drop down. Someone is asking questions. So GBP AUD has some correlation, not some correlation. It has a direct correlation with the gold. Gold does the opposite of GBP AUD. Simple. To me, it's better correlation than AUD USD. May I get the full webinar module recording? We didn't really record, but the last bit of this call was recorded. So I'm going to upload it. I already told you guys it's really had a lot of noise, but if you don't mind, yeah, it's okay. I'm going to upload it to YouTube after this call, and then you guys can have it. I'm definitely going to upload it. I'm taking your questions. Gold, as GBP AUD is selling, gold should be buying. Gold should be buying. In fact, I expect, since the daily key level was 1750, I expect this thing to hit 1850 actually. There. I expect to go and touch that zone, and then from there, I think we're going to sell so high. Help tell us a few more correlations. A few more correlations. When you're looking at CAD, I'm going to give you CAD. I'm going to give you CAD. Canadian dollar will always move directly. Okay, it will always correlate with oil, US oil. If you see US oil right now, like you can see US oil, when I drop my Fibonacci from up here to down here where price was, you can see that price is reacting at 61.8, and we're failing to break above it. What does this mean? It's technically telling you that you're going to be expecting the Canadian dollar is going to be struggling. That's why when you look at USD CAD, you might have seen that for the last few days, it's been buying. It's been buying. So once US oil breaks above that 61.8, then you can expect a very strong oil. Like once this breaks up this, then you're going to be expecting Canadian dollar to be very strong. Now, the direction of the Canadian dollar will move directly with the direction of oil. That's another correlation I might actually have with you. Then, of course, the most obvious one is the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar, they move together. When you look at Euro NZD moving down, there's a high chance of Euro AUD also moving down. That one is direct. I don't know whether that is correlation though, but I really have to tell you. So when I look at Euro, let's say Euro NZD, I'm looking at the market selling. Do you see that? Boom, 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 boom. Then I look at Euro AUD. I expect to see something similar. Do you guys see that? I expect to see something similar. So those are some of the things. Oil moves in the same way with the Canadian dollar. So for me, before I analyze CAD, let's say GBP CAD, okay? GBP CAD. Before I analyze GBP CAD, GBP. I have to analyze oil. How is oil doing? If oil is really doing so well, then I know that GBP CAD would be favored for the sell. I want to know how to draw the Fibonacci levels. What's the rule? Now, I cannot show you that right now because we have only 3 minutes remaining. You can always get my contact from my channel, my Telegram channel, and then if you have time, you can always inbox me and we can create time, a one-on-one free Zoom call, and then I can briefly show you how you can do the Fibonacci thing. I'm okay with that. If you have time, if you're serious, just inbox me on Telegram, and then you can set it up, and then I show you how it's drawn. Another one. US oil, the same as crude oil. Yeah, US oil is the same as crude oil. It's just branded as US oil because you have the Brent oil as well as the standard. Then what do I use to analyze my GBPs? I analyze Euro GBP. Once I analyze Euro GBP, I'm done. I'm done analyzing my GBPs. So Euro GBP is selling, but then to me, I look like we had this range. We had this range. I mean, to me, it's looking like it's coming for a retest. Euro GBP, so I expect price to go push back up there. And this tells me the direction of the GBP. So it's always opposite. It's always opposite. When my Euro GBP is supposed to be bullish, my GBP is supposed to sell. So you can see that I actually have it at the 61.85 level. And that would be a buy for Euro GBP. And if that buy happens, then it technically means my GBPs are supposed to be selling. As simple as that. Let me take this one last question. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to upload the recording on the free and the platinum channel. I'm going to send it to you guys so you can maybe go and watch it. I already told you that there is a lot of noise. There is a lot